Today's excitement brings us to downtown Portland, Maine. We are about to get on with fishing charter, Lucky Catch, and go pull lobster pots. And it's pretty cool. It's only like $50 a person to do this, and we'll be all dressed up in all the gear and everything. It's my family right there, my son, daughter-in-law, my wife. They opted not to be on camera, but we're just waiting for the crew to show up so we can board, get our shit on, and get on with this thing. I meant to bring my head camera today, but I forgot to charge it last night after my woodcock and grouse hunt, so I'm just be on the phone all day today, and I'll be videoing them more than I will myself probably, but I'll have to do it on the sly so they don't see me. Anyways, come along for today's adventure, see what happens. I believe this is our fishing vessel for the day. See the Lucky Catch. I think this is the gray boat for obvious reasons, but yeah, see, they have a tank full of lobsters already, and every person on the boat is supposed to be allowed to buy a lobster at market price or wholesale price or whatever. So we'll get on the boat, everybody's getting ready, and we'll get it done.
We're going to use the winch here. They'll come up on the rail in this area for space to do that. We'll have nobody on this red map when we're actually pulling up the traps. And then we want to keep on the boat. So don't stand on the benches, don't sit above the back safety rail, and then don't sit on this open rail. Just so you guys know, in the back corner underneath you, there's some scuppers that drain water off the deck, but they can also drain cell phones, keys, anything else that doesn't flow. Yeah, we wouldn't talk about that if we hadn't seen it happen. Have any of you been out with us before?
A little bitty lighthouse right there. As you can tell, we're motoring out to the trapping grounds. Just got out of no wake zone and idled up a little faster now. I guess we're gonna come by some fort or something somewhere too. Sorry about that.
He was a land proprietor in Maine, so if he wanted land in Maine, he was the guy to see. But he never lived in Maine or the U.S. He was actually in Europe. So I don't know. We got the king of the Civil War fort named after him, but he did. Ironically, Jefferson Davis, who was Secretary of War and Defense at the time for the U.S., had it commissioned and built. Then during the Civil War, he was president of the South, so he kind of built the fort against himself, ironically. You can see daylight through the cannon ports.
said it. No.
Oh, okay, cool. So all the lobsters are in the bay right now to mate and molt. Once it really starts to cool off, the lobsters pick up and go 10, 15 miles out into 200-300 feet of water.
1/4 inches across the back. That part's called the carapace. We'll measure from the back of the eye to where the back meets the tail. On our measuring tool from point to point, it's exactly 3 1/4. So I'll set the first point down just behind the eye and then drop the second one down. If that lands up on the back, it's long enough and we'll keep it. If it hits the tail, it's too small. We are up on the back. We have a keeper. All right, that's a good start. I know.
Yeah, yesterday we were pulling this trap and there's about 10 of them out there.
We'll need a measure.
Oh,
Okay.
nice crawfish.
So that might be a couple of years old. It takes them 7 years until they're big enough for us to eat. Little guy will get thrown back over. A little smaller than the other one. Yeah, so this is just missing. See that point goes beyond the back if I press down? So that's just a little short. That lobster would be like 6 years old. They're only going to grow when they molt their shell. So throughout the year, this shell won't get any bigger. It'll stay the same size, but it'll get thicker and thicker. And then it will split down the middle of the back, crawl out from the old hard shell and have a new soft one underneath. And it'll grow 10 to 20% when they do that. And at this size, that's about once a year. The next time that molts, we'll keep it, but for now it goes back. Crab. That's a Jonah crab. The Jonah crabs have a little bit of meat in the claws when they get bigger, but it is not really enough to make them worth us keeping, so we do throw them all back over. It tastes good, but the meat is just in the claws, nothing in the body.
It's a summer residence only. There's one man, one gentleman, Dan, stays out there all year long, takes care of the whole all the places.
Oh man, that one's full.
This guy who lost one, they use them when they fight with each other. They have muscle in there. They just let it go, let it grow up, shut the button off, and they will really regrow it. That's all you do with it.
Another little guy.
These are the ones that are real feisty and they'll pinch you good.
This is called a cull.
That's not a Jonah crab there, is it?
No, different species, you're right. Similar. There's a nice big
That's
lobster.
a nice lobster,
Look at
yeah.
the size of that one. Yeah. Alright, so for sure that's going to be well up onto the back. That's a nice keeper there. Good one. That'd be a little over 1.5 pounds.
There's another one, nice one, nice up on the
Yeah,
back.
yep.
Well, you would want to pay $45.
He's a keeper too.
Yeah, once they outband themselves. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the flavor. This guy's fucking really.
Alright, this one is lost its claw. A little short, but this you can see the claw actually growing back.
Oh, wow.
Right there.
Get you again?
Close. I'm afraid the same spot.
Nothing like that up there. Yeah, eventually it will. Yeah.
This one's probably
actually a small pot too. It's probably also just too small. Yeah.
What day you put in there?
Are those like good eating crabs right
They
there?
taste good, yeah. But it's like the Jonah crab where there's no meat in the body.
Oh wow.
That's a rock crab. So it's similar but different species than the Jonah. A lot more mean, that's for sure. They get a little bigger than that. Yeah, just meat in the claws.
Nice one on the keeper. Yeah, you can see that.
That's how quick they are.
I'm just. I think Dave's putting the rough ones.
Give you the mean ones?
Yeah. Well, just a little toughy. Too small, but these are the ones you gotta look out for. These are the ones that have the biggest reefs, these small ones. See those hooks on the end? On the end of this one? Yeah, that's what it did that. Didn't want to go now.
Free meal. Freeloader.
You guys want to help me with the food over here? Can I get one of you guys? Come on over. Alright, one of you come right in here, this one. We'll undo that white string and then the green one. Trade you. Just get that right up as high as you can when you're up in there.
So can you only commercial catch, or can you
If you live in Maine, you can get a non-commercial permit for 5 traps. So you can do that, yeah.
And then how many can one have in their possession?
How many lobster? As many as you can legally catch. Yeah, so they don't put a quota on the lobsters, they just put a quota on the number of traps you have out. That's perfect. And then we'll just close up the door, and that hook will stretch about halfway up. That's going to secure it. That's it. Come on, I'll take you out. There. I'll push it in. I'll let you know when it's time to go. Trying to keep my own lined up. 1, 2, 3. But also, we have an outgoing tide right now, so I don't want to set too close to these mooring boxes here so I don't get pressed up with anything.
Remember, there's other lobsters
Not
down
too
in there.
close to
Yeah.
the other set of traps that are kind of a shade. So yeah, a couple of things to look for that. Yeah, everybody's got their own colors, and every other buoy out here, you pretty much know who they are. And how they fish too, you know, so when you've got a line of 10 traps, you can see buoy here to buoy here and know where their whole line is along the bottom.
He's pinched me with this
And
one.
knowing that they fish
These little ones
like
don't
this
hurt.
guy, just one
Yeah.
trap at a
These.
time.
Those.
So to see one here and
Different
one
story.
here doesn't mean anything. That's not a line of traps. That's a single and a single. So I know I can set in the middle if I want to. Do little things like that as well.
I think this is the one that got me.
Our next one is out towards open ocean. Mind your balance. All right, let's
Bait up again.
bait up.
I believe in you. Good job.
It's not like fishing in mom's pond, is it? You having fun, Shelby?
Having a freaking blast.
Loving it, loving it. All right.
These are called the Whitehead Cliffs. This building on top of the cliffs areas, that's called the Triangulation Tower. That was built during World War II and used for
Stick your hand in the lobster tank up there.
There were multiple towers like that out here, so if they saw something, they could triangulate out.
400 feet. Thermal drive it down. They're near the meat moment.
I think we had a little wave activity out here. We dumped it one more time. There's a bunch of stuff comes out when we do. All that red stuff comes out.
Holy moly.
Watch what you're grabbing for in there. So that's just from the wave activity out here. It's 54 feet deep, but the waves are big enough to churn up the bottom that much.
Oh, that's too bad. That box was about that big.
Oh, nice.
He went right down through one of the squares.
Oh, here's a different grab we haven't seen yet. Oh my gosh, here's one. Holy smokes, look at this guy.
Oh, man.
That's awesome. That's a crawfish. Look how tiny that guy is. That one was just kind of in the seaweed. We don't usually see them that small because they fit right through the squares on the trap. That's really neat.
So I see on some of those shows that they eat kelp, you know. How do you know what kelp you can eat? Do you know?
You know, out here you can eat it all.
Really?
Yeah. There's a
like seawater?
yeah, there's a particular species that gets farmed here though. So they seed it onto ropes, let it grow, they'll haul the rope up, cut it off, and bring it into market. Sugar kelp is that one. This is one of them. That one's not sugar kelp. Yeah, you can eat. I think all the seaweed is edible. Some is better than others.
On the shows all the time on the phone.
Yeah, right. You can eat most of them. A whole pile of them. Like bird ox in there. Sea urchins are echinoderms, as are sea stars, sea cucumbers, sand dollars. They're all in the same family. They all have 5 rows of 2.
Just toss them over.
Yeah, you can toss them.
That's all right.
Alright, well, let's get the bait changed up. One of you guys want to help me out over here? You want to jump in on one?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, here. Why don't you work on that one? You can photo it.
Well, I just took the camera off for a minute to put the bait in one pot, but you've seen it done, so I figured I needed a video myself putting bait in the pot. They had passed around some sea urchins and they caught a couple of really tiny lobsters, which you saw. It's unusual to catch lobster that small because the holes in the trap let them get in and out easy enough, but because I guess because the current was so bad yesterday and the waves and whatnot, the bottom was stirred up and got a lot of kelp and seaweed and shit in the trap, and it held them little ones inside there, so they couldn't get out. But they're out now and back to doing their thing.
Of it in the public eye.
Yeah.
People just become aware how sustainable fishery it is.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd see one with eggs.
We're gonna even get one more. You never know.
Yeah.
You can pretty much find them with eggs year round.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you guys.
So, yeah.
Do you guys have a specific notch and you cut in them if they're not notched?
No, we just use a tool. It's,
Okay.
works like a hole punch. It just
So
clips out.
easiest way to tell her eggs. Hold on from.
That was not these last two, but the two before. That was a good pull
That was a
one.
good pull. Yeah, that was awesome.
Females here will be flying.
That's where she holds her eggs.
Just
I'm gonna show you.
And so, like around here, you know, you talk to a lot of people, one per trap, and if you're doing well from there.
yeah.
You can get, of course you can get more, you can do worse. So that's a good starting point. As you go further up the coast, though, they do tend to catch extra.
Why do you think the last two didn't have any in it? I mean, other than the little ones.
Probably just, I think the bait got washed out with the storm
Okay.
before we really caught anything.
I was wondering about the agitation.
Lobsters tend to like a cleaner trap.
Okay.
You would think all that seaweed and stuff would create a habitat for
Right,
them, but
yeah.
you really do. If you've got messy traps, you won't catch as many out of
Yeah, I
them.
was just watching they were boiling his traps. Did 800 traps.
Yeah, it's a real pain in the ass to
Yeah.
keep clean, but it is important. Yeah, you want to keep clean traps.
All I know is that they're damn good eating.
Absolutely.
You eat
I love to eat them.
Oh, okay.
I more feel like I don't eat them often enough.
Yeah.
You know, we're usually out here all day, and I get home at 7 o'clock or whatever. I don't want to cook lobsters then.
What's the season's run? Is there a season?
No, we can go
So
year
when we
round.
get
Oh, really? Okay.
There's some seasonality to the caps though, where they migrate inshore in the summer and through the fall. We're still doing well inshore.
Yeah.
And then they'll move out offshore.
Okay.
Late October, early November. So you have to follow in and out. Not everybody will.
Okay.
So if you're just fishing a small boat inshore, and fishing until it doesn't make sense anymore, and then wrapping up. Some of the bigger boats will go further out. Some guys never fish inshore.
Yeah.
You know, they'll stay out of the harbor year round.
And you say they like the warmer water.
The water temperature will regulate their metabolism.
Okay.
So the warmer it is, just the more hungry and active they are.
Okay.
And so even if they're lady lobsters that stay in the harbor through the winter,
Lilies and
you won't catch them too cold.
Right.
You can put a trap down there, and then eventually they'll find their way in, but it might take a while. But it's not interesting.
Kind of moving slow and
Yeah. So the whole idea of going further offshore is the deeper you go, the more insulation you get from that cold surface temperature.
Gotcha, yeah.
So the more active the lobsters will be.
okay. That deer that was on that island, by the way, it was a buck.
It was about, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was a little 4-pointer,
Okay.
or maybe a scrub 6 or something, but I could see the antlers on
Okay.
it.
That's good. Yeah, so far I've mostly seen just the does. We had a doe and then she had 2 or 3 fawns out there, and you'd always see them together. Greg said he counted 10 yesterday.
How do they get there? They just swim it?
Oh, yeah. But that's, I think once you get up to 10 or more, it's too many.
Yeah.
It's too tight of a space.
They start when they 5 or 6 years old. They start. We got the next year period. Next time.
Say again?
And winter's coming, so.
Yeah, he was sucking the heat out of that rock where he was laying, I'm sure. So how far out would you take a boat this size?
You know, when we fished this one, it was like 15 to 20 miles. from
Really?
Portland, which might put you 10 miles offshore.
Up near commercial.
Yeah.
I know, up near
Cumberland, Washington.
Yeah.
Congress, Washington.
Oh, there's a couple of nice ones.
Yeah, I come from there.
There you go. Looks like lunch. But what's a big old male? Oh, that's one you blow. That's how sensitive those hairs are in there.
What's that little thing right there? That where he
That's the mouth. That's the mouth down inside there. Inside there's the mouth. Yeah, that's. It's fun to watch that one. It's not fun.
This one's a keeper here. Nice one.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, he already crunched his claw.
Just let it go a little bit. See if you can grab it now. They are strong.
Yeah.
I can pull those claws apart.
Had a good day. Oh, wait a minute. He clamped it on the other guy?
he's already crushed it.
Maine? This guy, you can tell he's growing a 12
That's a keeper.
So you measure every one.
Yeah. I
Even
mean,
the one-
except when it's like that, you know.
Like this one we don't have to measure. And that's got a different size claw, so he's growing one back.
You know, so this one, for instance,
He's
by
close.
eyeballing it, I can say close. I honestly, I don't know if that'll make it or not. I think, yes. That's enough. You can see it's right on the line.
Yeah, see, this one's the same.
Maybe
It's
they're
gonna be close
Yep.
too. That one is up on the back. Let go yet?
Not yet.
And the lobsters too, they can be different shapes. You know, some of them can be, they feel real big, but they're short and compact.
Like ants
Wider,
themselves.
so they feel big, but they don't measure up. Yeah, perfect. Close up the door. I'll take that till it starts to rock halfway.
Oh, he was let up, but then they started flipping around in there.
Oh, and then he grabbed on again.
Then he tightened back up again.
Right up to the other band. Right there, let go, twist. There you go.
Slick and
He knew what he was doing. Nice. And I got one more lobster.
She can do both all of them. Will the selling price of that one that got his claw crushed be?
It probably dropped that. I think it already dropped it.
Really?
The
Wow.
minute they... Let's put another one on this one.
One of the bigger ones clamped on to one of the crusher of one of the other ones, and it poked a hole through it. And he said it's already dropped the claw. The lobster that got injured already dropped it.
Oh, so you do that. I'm going to give you my number. Here's our other boat. That's the St. Croix. That's the boat that runs the ferry up to Cushing. That's our catch and release boat.
All right.
weight to him?
He's pretty big though. Like I said, I can put my hand around him like he did. He's a good eater. I'm gonna get my phone out of my pocket.
Well, that pretty much concludes the lobster pulling portion of our trip. Didn't get a lot of hands on, but I wanted to video a bunch of it. My wife got her hands greasy filling bait bags. My daughter-in-law got her hands greasy filling bait bags. I got to tie a bag in. I don't know if Levi got to do much of anything, but still interesting and cool. They pulled a lot of pots with a lot of lobster in them that said a good day for sure. So I'll conclude this video from here now, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching.